Hi folks. So as I post this video, this will be more so of a vocal practice. We can probably go ahead and call this a C1. Um, but in any case, it'll be mixed in with a lot of other things. So C1 dash 2, 3, 4, not 5, but um, those four C's. So yeah, um, as we go through things in life, um, certain things change within us, right? So I'll try not to give an example. I'll try to be more direct with this one. So in terms of just what does change, we can. Well, here's me almost giving an example, but I'll say the more things kind of happen to us, right? Um, the more things that kind of change with how we deal with things that we used to in the past. So Um, let me try to not use an example again, but point I'm trying to make is, let me see. So, without doing an example is pretty difficult, but um, if I were to say something like, let me see. Y'all give me 1 second without doing an example. So, if we were to say something like, without doing an example, it's impossible. But let me see. I'm gonna figure this one out. Um, Give me till like when the thing strikes 2 minutes. Um, I cut my thing off by the way, as in like mustache. Come on now. But um, the way that we deal with things one day can be different than how we deal with it in 40 days. Can be different than how we deal with it in 3 years. So, and this could be a point in, or this can be as a result of um, just learning how things are done in the world, or just like learning how you deal with things, like what's the appropriate way to do so, or just using what you feel is the most important like thing at the time, or what's possible at the time. So those four things: what's possible at the time, what's most important at the time, what you learned, and it's like how you deal with it, whatever the case is. So my thing right now, I'm getting over a lot of things that within like the past 5, 6, 7, 8 years, man. Like it's just like toxic, like destructive cycles, man. Just like it's just wild things and just realizations that I have like about myself. Past couple of years or whatnot. Last couple of days, last couple of weeks, like a lot of things could change. Like things with God, like He doesn't play around. Like when He's ready to do something with you, like He does it like ASAP, like immediately, like right now today. Like He does not waste time. Like you look up, like he may give you a message one day, and it's like, okay, well, I'll keep that in mind. That's gonna happen eventually, right? Fast forward like 2, 3 days, like, and just things are just like unraveling in the wait. It's like, wow, is this happening like right now? Like, are we doing this right now? Like, yeah, and that's just how things go. So like, you can ask Him for something, like, whether it's just like in a prayer, just like a request, or like a revelation, or just like to reveal something to me, to just like show something to me. And again, it just like starts happening, and you're like, oh wow, huh? Imagine that. You know what I mean? So, um, so my thing is just like with this happening, and just me, um, realizing things about myself, just like why I dealt with things, how I did, my communication styles, my movement styles, just my reaction styles, and just different things like that. I realized what a lot of it is. So, um, we like to term things in this society with just a simple description. Oh, is that? Oh, this is water. Oh, this is the color red. You know what I mean? But we never really look at, you know, what is the path? Like, what is the path that directed like towards that point? You know what I mean? So, in terms of, and what I'm trying to say is, and that's one example. That's a basic example, I guess. My examples are usually more like, layered and things of that nature. But my thing is like, and the point I'm trying to make is, so in dealing with certain things, right? And we could say from like as like a child. So, matter of fact, not even from a child, from like first like being born or whatnot, and parent one genes, parent two genes come and create you. You're a baby right now, right? As that goes with what you took from those two, right? That structure, that combination, you know what I mean? Like you grow with that, and then you become older later on. But like as a baby right now, so we'll say like year zero or something like that. So you already based on how your two parents, react to certain things and like move and act in certain ways. That's ingrained in your structure with how you're going to, as a child and as you grow up. If it never gets reached again, if you never learn out of that cycle, that's just structurally like what you're gonna be. That's why like I don't even want to bring race into this. I don't want to bring in like you know anything that can you know I don't want to bring in anything that can divide, like divisive kind of words. Like I just want to use this as like a general like statement. Like me as a person, like as y'all should know, like whether it's my videos or just like how I want to like describe and communicate and come across with certain things. Like I don't like people. No. I don't like to do like what like people do, like what's accepted to just like you know shun whatever for whatever reason, like shun this group or what I mean, like put a boundary and stay away from those guys for whatever the reason, unless you're led to, or unless you actually experience it. That's when it's appropriate to do so. But just because like news or just like what family says or something like that, you're just not gonna I'm not gonna say like give it a chance to like get into danger or something like that, but just like because of what someone else told you, you're gonna break your own, you're gonna limit yourself based on how someone else is limiting their self. Like that don't make no sense. So my thing is like, um, yeah. So as a baby, right, you learn like every single day, right? 0 to 2, and I don't have the chart or just the structure, but I mean it's like medical research or studies or whatever the case, like evaluations. I don't know what you want to call it, but like at certain times in life, whether it's like consciously or subconsciously, like you're learning how your parents deal with things. Like you probably won't remember as like a kid. Like some people like actually remember things from like that age. It's wild, you know what I mean? I don't, it's not me, but you learn from that. You learn from you know conception, formulation, I guess, and then you just like keep going. Adolescence, like child, like teenager, you know what I mean, like adulthood, and just like what I figured out about myself was just like my communication style. So like as a youth, like what I mean, as like a kid, like a youngin or whatnot, like I love like what I mean, like like Billy and Manny, like Pokemon, all these like little childish kitty shows and little childish like kitty things, and like even with the things that did have like adults like speaking and stuff like that. I remember as a kid, I wasn't paying attention and stuff like that, like Naruto stuff like that. I was just paying attention with like, for example, like how Jiraiya was talking to like Naruto and like Kakashi was talking to Naruto, but I wasn't paying attention to like how Kakashi was talking to like Guy, or how Kakashi was talking to like Hokage, or how Jiraiya was talking to like Tsunade or something like that. So I wasn't paying attention to how like adults communicate, or just like grown folks communicating, and that just kind of like seeped into seeped into now until I kind of like figured out some things. So like um, what are the case, like when I was a kid, like I wasn't like, well, I was playing like Pokemon and stuff like that, and like little childish like kitty things. I wasn't playing like GTA and stuff like that was out there. I wasn't listening to like hard music to like Lil Wayne, and by that time I was like 11 years old. I mean, folks my age, well not my age, but folks I grew up with. I mean, they were listening to like 50 Cent, like what, like 7, 8 years old, and they was like hard, like kids was like hard, bro, like early 2000s, like us Bush kids, like man, we were hard, dog. Like, not me though. Like I was a softie, bro. Like I was a softie, man. Like, and the fact of the matter is, just like it came into my communication style. Like I figured, or I felt that was most appropriate, and it didn't help at all because I was basically like I'm the youngest of like so I won't put no numbers out there, but like I'm the youngest, but my oldest or my youngest oldest, you know what I mean, sibling is like older than like 5 years. I didn't even grow grow up, and then the second, like that's on one side, and the second side is like 10 years. So I mean, like basically an only child, bro. So it's like parents worked all the time. So like, is this a C1? Like this is like a backstory. Like this is the Roze backstory. That's like the first time I done said my name in my videos. Congratulations, you know what I mean? Like I didn't change the name of my channel or whatnot. I figured out the name that I was using was like an actual person, so I had to get that up out of there, bro. Like, like you ever just like you ever just like random something come up to you and it's like this like actual person or just like random, you know what I mean? It's just like, huh? Imagine that. You know, is that a coincidence or is that like a picked up something? And, you know what I mean? Either than that, man. Besides the point, bro. Besides the point, dog. Like, um, communication style. Like, I felt like eccentric was the word that I would kind of like to use. Like, I like to be like, and that's why I'm trying to make videos like henceforth. Like, I might start posting my C's and freebies like in order now. I think this is like a good time to do so. Yeah, and just like y'all keep this in mind. Like, this might be one of the more serious videos. I think as a creator, like everyone kind of has like a serious video, just like, and if not just a serious video, like a backstory or whatnot. If y'all notice, like I'm swing a little bit, man. Like, don't even worry about that, man. Like, just pay attention to the words, man, and you'll be all right, man. You know what I mean? But just like a serious video or like a backstory video, man. It's just like one about me that I felt like is appropriate to like share as like roles. You know what I mean? So yeah, man, I felt like just being like eccentric was like the way to go, and just being like on top of things, cause like I wasn't really around people like that. Like I just said, like parents was working all the time. I was a damn, I was basically the only child. I caught myself, you know what I mean? Like, and when I was around people, I felt like I had to make that impression. Like y'all don't really see me like that, so I gotta be like, yeah, y'all remember like this is me. Like I'm here too. Like it's me, big me, but little me. You know what I mean? I felt like that was appropriate. I never really just like chilled, like, and when I did, like, I was, I was a cool ass, like, whoa, again, hey, I'ma catch it, man, like, I'ma catch it, dog, I'ma catch it, man, but like, I was just like a cool kid, but just like, as just more and more people just like piling on, piling on, piling on, that's like, you know what I mean? It's like I'm not like used to that, and I just felt like, okay, well, this energy from like a not a lower energy, but just like not a controlled energy, but just like a you know at rest kind of energy, and then higher energy with like all these different people. I felt like, man, I gotta because I don't know when that's gonna happen, but more than likely the case where it's just like church. Like I wouldn't even count like school because I was like a cool cucumber. Whoa, what's going on? But I was a cool cucumber and like in school or whatnot. But just like church and just like people I'm not like used to seeing, like just like the variations is just like, man, I felt like I had to like match up to that or like be ahead of that. So I was like, like eccentric and just like all over the place and like jittery and stuff like that, man. And, like I figured I caught myself, man. I'm not gonna do that no more, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like I said, all them TV shows I watched and like the video games and stuff like that, like it was mixed in with watching things like Drake and Josh and actual like people shows. But as time kind of went on, like I didn't like really watch too much of that. Like I think the game on BET was out there, and that was like structurally like young black kids like what we were kind of supposed to like go from and like roll with and try to like mold ourselves like after, just be like low and not low, but like like controlled and like composure. If y'all know like Nas Magic too, not Magic too, King's Disease too, like composure, bro. Y'all listen to that, man. Like y'all listen to the end of that song, and like that's a powerful like song. You know what I mean? And just that composure. Like I didn't learn that from nobody, bro. Like uncles, like brothers, cousins, like that was like my age that I like seen a lot like that. Like nah, like the only thing I learned from, like I said, like them little kitty things. So I done figured it out, man. I done locked it in, bro. So that's new, bro. New Rose, bro. New Rose Dragon. You know what I mean? Rose Monger. You know what I mean? Rose Lander and all them other things I have in my you know what I mean, in my posts. But just vibe, man. Like you figure things out sometimes, and it's just like, man, that's why. Like, man, that's I just gotta relax, man. I just gotta vibe. I just gotta vibe. I'm gonna see y'all later, though.